I'm Melissa Porco. I work at Hackensack Medical Center in the CCU Medical ICU. So I decided to get into the service of helping others at a pretty young age. I wanted to do something to help other people. I wasn't quite sure what. And when I was in college, I initially went into the law enforcement fields where I served in the Naval Reserve. I was a probation officer for some time through my 20s. And it wasn't quite the right fit. So I took the GI Bill that when I finished the Navy, I had earned, and I put myself into nursing school, where I just absolutely excelled, and the healthcare area was definitely cemented as where I'm supposed to be. I played nurse as a child all the time, nurse, doctor, to animals, to people, to stuffed animals, you name it. Life has been an adjustment. It's definitely something that the pandemic has been very eye-opening, and it's put a lot in perspective. It's hard to even think that this was coming, so we were thrust into a situation where you're feeling like you're just kind of living day to day, and you're doing the best you can at that very moment. My life has definitely changed the most, I would say, in that process of learning how to transition from work, which has its myriad of challenges on its own, to going into an arena of my home where I have to immediately switch gears and try to teach my two children who both have special education needs. I have utmost respect for our teachers out there right now. I feel like I could be a great nurse. But at home I'm feeling like I fail as a teacher often, just to be real about that. But in the end, we take it day by day. Patients I've grown to love are basically every single one of them. There's really no way to pinpoint just one in particular. There are some that stick with you a little bit more than others, but it's only because you spend a lot of time with certain ones over and over again. There's been a couple younger patients who are in the same age group as I am, doing the same thing with families and kids that are in there, and they're battling this terrible virus, and your heart goes out for them because you want to be there for them as much as possible, but you can only imagine how many other stresses they have with not just being critically ill with this virus, but also worrying about, who's going to take care of their kids, where's their next meal coming from, if they're out of work, how are they paying their bills, they're worried about their spouse at home. So there's a lot of compassion and empathy that comes along with that, and then you tend to just grow attached. It's hard to say. My worst day at the hospital has been, there's a few different ones that have been really difficult. One recent one was the loss of a person that's not much older than myself, with a family, a very similar situation, and he lost his battle to the virus, and that was really heartbreaking because I was with him for day after day after day, and unfortunately I wasn't there the day that he passed, and I wanted to be, and that's a tough pill to swallow, and also there's really tough days when you see your coworkers that are coming down with it. And they have to fight the battle, and you worry about them for 2 to 3 weeks on end until they come back to work, and you're just so happy to see them again. So it's a low followed by a high. Or when we just lost one of our own beloved physicians to this disease, that was very recent this week, and that was another terrible day. But the terrible days are followed by high days, so we just keep on moving forward. That's all we can do. Any day that somebody gets better is a great day. We have had a lot of great successes, and like I said, we fought through this battle with them, and when they get better, it's like we all get better. It's one more person going home to their family. It's absolutely, I get chills just talking about it. It really is the most important thing, the day that someone comes off a ventilator and they're gonna be okay. And you know that even if they have a little bit of a road of recovery ahead of them, they're gonna make it, and they're gonna thrive, and they're gonna be stronger because of it. That's why we do this work. It's important work. I never thought that this pandemic would ever happen. I never thought that we'd live through one, but you always knew it was kind of a possibility. even just by seeing how some of the flu years have been worse than others. But to this magnitude and this scale, I don't think anybody could have imagined it was coming. It's been very eye-opening, and we have learned a great deal about how to respond next time if something like this ever happens again. Hopefully it does not. But if it does, I feel like as a medical community, we are going to be well prepared. And as medical staff and personnel, I feel that we will be better prepared, even emotionally we'll be better prepared. When our family members are passing, we have an option to use a FaceTime via like an iPad that we can go in with them. But oftentimes there's just no time to get that, so we will stay with them. There's many nurses that I work with, amongst myself, that we take great pride in the fact that we can be there as somebody transitions and passes. And no matter what race or religion they are or their age, we try to make that as comforting and as special, and it's really truly an honor to be able to do this work with them, even when the outcome isn't what we all want it to be. We just have to accept it and be with them in that moment and be very present. That presence is key. What binds us, our tapestry, what binds us all together? It's shown me that we can come together as one group with a common goal, and that common goal is to make people better, and if we can't, to make that transition the easiest, least painful as it can be. But what else it's taught me is that you have seen groups of people that have previously not worked together or have previously not quite been on the same page with each other, and all of a sudden we're all coming together into this fabric that we are getting work done. We're doing great work, that the different, there's been a couple major lessons I've learned through this experience. One is to be patient, that sometimes healing just takes a lot more time than we expect it to. I've learned the value of working together as a team, that with a common goal and a common ground, that there's so much that can be achieved. We can do amazing things, and we have been. And it's been really nice to see other hospitals reaching out and the community reaching out. All of that has been amazing and supportive, and it's been nice to know that the community that I previously thought I had is a heck of a lot bigger than what it is now. I feel like I can talk to just about anybody and find something that can bring us together. So it's gotten larger and stronger, and as a community, the outreach from the community has been absolutely amazing. And it's taught me the good in people. There are good people out there, and I always believed it, but it's just amazing to see it in action. The community has been amazing. I would like to say to everybody out there not to give up any hope, that we will get through this. We're here for you. We won't leave your side. Just hang in. It'll be okay. Keep hope.
Thank you.